really complicated. Part of the reason why it's so complicated is because of the setup. They've given you a scenario where a man buys a book for a cost. He then is going to sell that book for a certain price. So let's call that the sale price. But the customer who buys the book at that price is actually not seeing that price. There's actually a marked price on the book, and the customer is going to get a 40% discount. So we want to account for all of this. And it's very difficult to create one equation that contains all of these things because the concepts are a little too complex. So what I would suggest is that you focus on the relationships that you know. So for example, they give us the relationship between the cost and the sale price because they tell us that the owner would like to make 50% profit. So if profit is 50%, right? You need to sell the book at 150%, right? Because your cost makes up 100% of this. So for example, if let's say we can write an equation that says the sale price equals 150% of the cost. Right, so you add 100% to the profit, and that gives you your sale price. Now we have another relationship between the sale price and the marked price. So they say the customer has a 40% off coupon. This is a little confusing because it's difficult to make an equation with 40% off. But if the customer gets 40% off, you might say that they're paying 60%, right? Together these add up to 100, and the customer's paying 60, and 40% is what the customer is getting off. But the 60% is easier to write the equation with. So for example, you can say the sale price is equal to 60% of the marked price. That's a pretty easy equation to write. Now we've got our two equations. We need to simply plug in the number and we can solve. So the cost, they tell us, is 20 bucks. So what is 150% of 20? So 150% is the same as 1.5 in decimal. So you could simply multiply that, which equals, so we get a sale price of $30. All right, I'll put the units on here. Now let's plug in our sale price of $30 to this equation. And so 60% is 0.6 in decimal times the marked price. And you can divide both sides by 0.6. So if you divide 30 by 0.6, what you will get is 50. So marked price equals $50.